So when it comes to lynching someone,
Black Queen is Mafia, Red Queen is... What's the...
Kings are cops.
Kings are cops.
Aces are Mafia as well.
Aces are Mafia.
Alright, fam,
So Jack is Vigilante.
It's gonna get fucked.
If you have
Mafia
questions
and
about what the
Medic.
roles are, I will repeat them once you. Okay, why do we have 2 extras? Who didn't get a card? Okay.
I'm gonna see it.
Okay, so this first night's gonna take a little bit longer, just because I'm gonna be writing down because it's so many fucking roles. I'm not gonna keep it in my head, so I'm gonna write it down. So the first night will take a little bit of time. Sorry. Okay. All right. So everyone know their role.
We got this town.
Okay.
Now, boys.
Fucking. LB, can you
Remember
tell me
we
one
were
of those
killing
names?
them. The eyes on the price.
Yeah, that's the boss.
Come on, both, darn.
Okay. So everybody heads down.
This game is over.
My God, dude.
we lost.
That's some Mafia talk right there.
Okay, if you got an ace or a black queen and you're Mafia, please raise your head. You can acknowledge each other now. Okay, pick out your first kill. Pick out your first kill. Okay, pick out your second kill. Okay. Mafia heads down. If you are the red king, that's a cop, please raise your head. Pick on someone to check. If you're the black king, please raise your head. Pick on someone to check. If you're the medic, please raise your head. Choose someone to save. Medic heads down. If you're the vigilante, raise your head if you decide to shoot someone, otherwise just keep your head down. Okay, everybody heads up. And in the night, I'm not going to make up a fucking story because there's so many people.
Just answer text.
EGM is dead. And
No!
Jim Buckle's dead.
No! Got wrecked.
We'll get you back,
No,
dude. We'll take this bumble
Yeah,
for
you die.
For the
I
good
got
friends.
so
Welcome to Mafia. Is this his
They've already taken
Wait,
it
this
out
is
of
first
the
game,
side.
right?
They've started a war.
They started
Yeah,
a
but
war.
it
What a great king. That's
West side.
Hang on, no. That's,
Yeah.
glass table.
Oh, glass table. That's a good point.
Who killed Jerry? Who was it?
Oh yeah, it's actually kind of reflective.
It was Andy. Look at it. Look at it.
Death stare.
Look at that.
Hey, you guys should move if you're in the
Can I
middle.
sit here?
to
Yes,
the-
you sit down there.
Consolidate.
I don't see enough
Sloomy, he was going for a couch seat.
No, bumble.
Just put it
Yeah,
on the
exactly.
right.
Because when I lie down, I get temporary citizenship.
You can't sit there.
No. Seats
We
taken.
survived.
Damn it.
Can't believe I survived.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to answer some text. You could be my eyes.
Right,
Who
it's
takes
the
the
day
starting?
starting.
Good, yeah.
What?
Who would vote EGM
We're
over?
started it, yeah.
What?
I reckon I know who would do it.
Why would it be me?
Will wouldn't do that.
No, Will wouldn't do it.
Dude, my bond with him.
Right, and that's why killing him on the
Well, the
first
big-
night would apparently put the least suspicion
Here's
on
the
you.
big question: is did Will know that Bambo was going to come and sit next to him,
Oh.
or do you think he'd have unoccupied couch?
Dude,
next to
why
him?
would I want to?
Yeah, he wouldn't have damaged
We already
it.
discussed couch tactics, and you got to get people off the couch if you're Mafia because they can feel everything.
There's no way Blitz would take out EGM.
No.
There
But
is.
that's the thing.
I'm just saying it's interesting that 2 people on the couches are gone.
He might not have had the power. Like,
Exactly.
if everyone else pointed at him, then
Yeah, but if he points,
no.
everyone's gonna
everyone was
point.
like, no, and then they were like, else we shoot you.
It was a quick
Take me
decision,
now.
wasn't it? It's not like there was a lot of debate.
Yeah.
They weren't sort of like, it wasn't like we have sometimes where membership was like, make up your mind or whatever.
It took
This
a
time was
little while
quick
on the
decision.
second
Well, one of the games there was some miscommunication about what Cap's role was.
That's true.
So
I
that
still
was
think-
I think
I
that
still
was the
think
game
this
where
is
that.
shady man
When
right here.
you stuff you do, is that are we allowed to use that if we notice anything the host does, or is that
Yeah.
completely disregard? I'm allowed to use that.
You know,
It
some
shouldn't
message
it
shady-
shouldn't happen,
No,
but if
so
it does,
I
it does.
think when he was asking the Mafia
Wanted to see.
in the start about who they wanted to kill, when
Why'd
he
you
called
kill
out the first time, he said it from there, and then I felt like he moved. He said it from somewhere else on the second kill. So that feels like he's moving over there to see who they are pointing at. So I think there's at least one Mafia along the four.
I did that randomly.
You did that.
Yeah, he did
I
that.
always
too.
do.
Cheever did the same thing when she was showing the
Yeah, she
piece of
walked
paper
to
to
the room
Cap.
as well.
She like
He's
walked
just,
around
he's
one
just
area.
screwing with you.
Okay, good.
No, I'm
Christ.
doing it so you can't.
That's so
fucking do it.
necessary.
Alright.
Well, so begins the 1 hour debate of which random person, period, obviously the most unstable. I'm not going down this. I want you here.
Well,
You stay.
we can
Please
vote
stay.
to not do anything on the first night.
It's bad.
We can.
It's very bad when the mafia is killing 2 a night.
Yeah.
It's
Very
not
bad.
like
It's
the
actually
numbers
not-
this time are not that bad.
It's
No.
the thing is
pretty
there's a
rough.
lot of
Yeah,
mafia.
yeah,
There's a lot of mafia, but the kill power is only 2. So even though there's 5, it takes a while to get them down to 1. But it's not like they're killing like 3 or 4 a night or
Gary
something.
Still,
said
2
maybe
is
like
still
set
really
the
bad,
timer
yeah.
to the nights.
So like how long we get to discuss before the next night starts? Or?
Yeah.
If it goes a long time, I will
Yeah.
push the first stuff.
Okay.
But like,
I think we
for
can.
now,
I'm
you're
usually
fine.
the first person that's down for like skipping a lynch night, but when mafia has a 2 kill power, you can't really skip.
It goes until
It's-
softly they make a.
Either a lynch or you guys vote on going to sleep.
Yeah, I'll vote.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it
I
taking
can't
a
So
sleep
wait,
till I walk
how
on
many
the
mafia?
Mafia.
It was 5 mafia, and we were 19 players at the start, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So right now they are 5 versus 12.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Right, 2 died. So
Yes.
it's 5 versus 12.
Yes.
Yeah.
19
Okay.
minus 2.
So if the mafia gets another night, they are
It's 5 to 2.
outnumbered 2 to 1.
I'm gonna change the KP from 3 means is 1 kill power now.
One kill power with 3
Okay,
mafia.
yeah, I mean, that
Because
makes
because
sense.
I think it's
It'll be too many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds.
So if
Yeah,
you
they
get
can
two
they
lynches-
can throw away some lives
So
and still
5
kill 2 a
is
night.
2 people, 4 is 2 people, 3 is 1.
Yeah, but that means you can't kill the medic
So you
if
only
he's
have-
self-healing or if someone protects you.
But so we only
Yeah,
need
the
to kill.
medic can self heal and save the same person over and over.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you can only do
Yeah, but
that
if they can
when
kill
you're up.
like, if they can kill 2 people when there's 5 of them and 4 of them and 3 of them, we're fucking
Yeah,
dead.
Yeah, we're fucked then.
For the good of the town, I agree with Hoppet.
I'm just balancing it a little bit more.
We just sacrifice
Uh-huh.
the
We'll
low
see.
days
We'll
and
see how it
stuff.
works.
I mean, he's not gonna be.
Sometimes it's close and sometimes it's not.
Hey.
I say we kill him.
I'm not complaining.
Goodbye, people.
So we're all in agreement?
Sacrifice
yourself. Don't resign yourself to death, man. Come on.
We're done here.
That's a YOLO play.
Well, if we're gonna kill someone, we should kill Bambo.
Alright.
Yeah,
Kill
I have a question. Is there
I don't.
so the strategy around the cop is quite a bit different now. Is there any advantage? When do we start using the cops for anything?
He has no information right now.
Because we have 2 cops.
I
they
think
have, they have both
Well,
asked.
the only
One of them
information-
is wrong, one is right. So
Yeah.
when
And
when
you
it-
don't know which one you are.
The only
No,
information you
that's
have is
the
if you
question.
got a if you're cop and you got a he is mafia and that person died in the night, then you know you're the bad cop, and vice versa.
Yes.
Well, not
Yeah,
necessarily
yeah.
vice versa.
So if you have that
Unless
kind
the
of information,
unless
yeah,
the
because
assassin
nobody's
doesn't-
gonna
yeah.
but the
see that in
assassin
your
didn't kill anyone last
Yeah.
night.
But how do you know? They could have just used bolter bullets on the same guy.
It's
I don't
possible.
think
That's
they-
a pretty
later on in the
that's a pretty dumb mafia.
I
play
think
the
That would
first
be
night.
mad.
You don't want to do that on night 1.
I
Yeah,
think
later
not.
on it
That's
also
not
be
smart.
Alright,
very
listen. The situation Brian just
Yeah.
brought up. Let's say you're the bad cop,
Yeah.
and you find out because of a situation like that. If you're the bad cop, I think you should come forward, because then the good cop can start playing.
Yeah.
Then he knows.
No,
all
but
the
then you're
information
just
he
opening the door for a
You don't
fake claim
know.
as well.
If you know you're the bad cop.
No, but you don't know.
If you know
It's
you're the
gonna
bad
be
cop,
good
you're
cop.
still the good cop because you'll get the reverse information, so therefore it's right.
Exactly.
I guess you
Yeah,
can-
So the
yeah.
bad cop should not come out yet. What he should do is he should
Try to confirm he's the bad
Try to
cop.
confirm
Oh yeah,
he's the
you're
bad
right.
cop
Yeah, of course,
tonight.
of course, of course, yeah.
And then if he knows he's good.
Yeah, once the
Because
bad cop knows,
otherwise he doesn't
knows
have
they're
any
the
more
bad cop,
information.
they're
to
gonna
work
come
on.
out and sacrifice.
No,
them.
no,
I would
the
accept
like
good cops.
it's.
They're not.
Okay,
It depends.
listen,
Depends.
oh,
All right,
listen.
listen. All right,
They're
it
bad
depends.
cops.
Let's say you're
They're
let's say you're
a
the
little
bad cop.
confused.
Yeah.
Let's say you're the bad cop and you know.
All right, one at a time.
You're the bad cop and you know, okay? There are 2 things that can happen. Either you come forward and that confirms the good cop in the fact that he's the good cop. Then he will know, unless it's a mafia guy pretending to be bad cop.
Well, the cop could also die in round 1 as well. Well,
That's,
one of the
that
cops.
is possible. But let's say that's really unlikely. So let's say bad cop.
But
if-
well, okay, but the cop's probably not coming forward this round, so then we go into round
He
2.
should-
I'm just saying about
No
like
cops
how we
should come
play
forward.
with the cops because
Okay.
it's really important.
No
to tell
cops
you
should
to
come
know.
forward
If
this round.
one cop comes forward and he knows he's the bad cop,
Yeah.
the other cop doesn't know he's the good cop.
Oh, it
Well,
does.
then we still.
Well, it does. If the bad cop can confirm
If
he's
the
the
bad
bad
cop
cop,
is
He
100%
doesn't say anything. It'll just be opposite land for him, and he's essentially a good cop. And then we have a backup cop. So it's better not to come forward unless you have to.
Yeah.
If you know you're the bad
It is
cop,
better
you
not
have
come
to
forward this
cops.
round either.
Exactly.
We don't have any
Yeah, but
extra
then the good
info.
cop doesn't know he's the good cop. So
Exactly,
you still
but
only have
he's
one
still,
cop
he's
that
still
knows
the
what he's
backup
doing.
cop.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah, so then we have a backup.
and
And
it's
the
not
chances
cop.
are the good cop still got a villager when he checked. Because the odds are
I
in
mean,
favor of him
I
checking
actually
the
I'm thinking
villager.
about it. If you check someone who
It probably has no
died, they're confirmed town, right? So
Yeah.
We have
based
no
on your
info.
read, you know
There's
which
no
cop
info.
you
That's
are.
if
exactly.
vigilante,
So that's like the
but-
one situation, right, that you come forward. Otherwise, it's just.
No, even then you don't come
But
forward.
even then, it's
I
not
agree.
necessarily.
Well,
just-
not-
you don't have any info.
Not come forward, but you know which cop you are. Sorry, not come
Yeah.
forward, but you can use
You
it.
can now
basically.
play off
So,
of it.
so basically, we have no information to actually exclude anybody apart from the fact of the two people who got eliminated.
That's
Maybe there's someone who has a motive here that would actually want these people out. Someone who wants to go up against a factual German or doesn't want to go up against a factual German. An EGM who I have no idea why you want
Well,
to take him out.
No,
might have
we
some
have some
information.
information.
Bambo wanted to sit on the sofa. Knew that
Bambo's
he
the
was
obvious
free.
suspect.
It's Bambo.
Guys, we might have some information because the cops could have checked those people that died.
Yeah, but they might not.
Well, they shouldn't come forward because they don't.
They should not come
But they
forward
know
now.
which cop
Okay,
they are,
okay,
and now they can
okay,
use
Okay,
it.
can I just stop us because we're going to go around in circles again because you just spent 5 minutes discussing that.
Yeah.
Okay, but that was an important thing to figure out.
Yeah,
We
Yes,
totally new
Yes,
mechanic.
but we secured
Well,
that.
go on
so we
then.
can
What have
move
you
on.
got to say? Who should we out?
Who we should out?
Yeah.
I'm just thinking who's the most scared of actually going up against a factual person, and the only I don't think it's Bamboo, because Bamboo is not scared of Pimp.
Yeah, but he'll go with whoever else they
I
vote for.
would actually say I'd look towards the other German. Because
Who's the other
I think Hani would be
Right,
scared of
always
it.
There can only be one. I'm actually.
It's the only thing I've got to go on for this first
Wait,
round.
there are two.
So what
Germans.
is your reasoning,
Amy's
Toby?
German.
It's
The German
it's true, but Amy hasn't played a game with Pimp Uncle yet, so she
Yeah,
wouldn't really
She wouldn't
know.
know.
Good points.
And
What is your
she-
reasoning?
Yeah, can I understand?
Death to Honey.
Well, it's not just that.
So wait, actually that's true. Pimp Muckle was one of the first ones out and everybody knows he's a good player. So we could suggest that some of the Mafia are people who've played before.
Right.
And
And
the-
it makes
the-
it. And
the-
Honey
the-
carried
that
the
makes
last
sense
game.
to
The-
But I don't
So
think
how
it's
many? We have
hard
like what
now.
5 new players or so,
Yeah.
and well one of them's dead.
My logic for Hani is I think he believes Pimp Uncle can actually think the same way he thinks.
Because
So-
they're
Because
German.
I'm a German.
Well, Honey played so well last game. I feel like it's bad.
It's the same factor where you probably
Okay, this
put
is
the game
all-
very, very
Toby,
similar.
this is almost as questionable as when Hani said, "I saved myself, therefore James and Hotbit are Mafia."
Okay, that's not fine.
But he was right.
He was right.
His
Yeah, he
intuition
was
was right, but his reasoning was shit. So,
But, hey,
I mean, if you're
so then just say your intuition is he's Mafia,
I
not
think Honey.
not
is
they're
a bad-
German, so he's
Yeah,
I think
Mafia.
Honey is a bad day one lynch because he's got
German
good intuition.
Mafia.
I'm just trying to explain
No, it's-
myself here, so I'm not looking as the German that tries to knock out the German.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Will, do you have anything to say
I
about
think
EGM?
it's bamboo still.
Dude,
Give a few
he's
words.
my homie.
Hey, Blitz.
He's
Hey,
the
Blitz.
man. I would veto all of you fucks to keep him alive in this game.
That's what Blitz.
I would sell every
Would you
single one
would
of
you
you
do
out
it if you
before it.
would you do it if it lost you the game
Yes.
ultimately, like knowing it's going
If
to
I
lose
was the medic, that's my guy. Every single time.
So
I will just say, I can
what you're
imagine-
saying
I
is
can imagine
you're
in
a
the
mafia in disguise even if you're town, because you'll betray town for EGM.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can imagine when it's
I don't buy
his
that.
vote, him
That's
just
a
going
ridiculous
to like
argument.
that. I
There's
can
no
imagine-
fucking way you do it. You like winning.
But of all the people that I'm gonna save, no offense to any of you fucks, it's gonna be this dude, not this guy, the guy who was here.
Yeah, this
Well,
guy.
okay, if you're playing
Let
for
me tell you this though.
no, let
Everybody
me
knows-
tell you this. If
No,
you're
no,
playing from
no.
the perspective of winning the game,
No.
you save someone who's
Let me
a
tell you
decent
this.
mafia player,
I
or
care
you save
less.
yourself.
I care less about winning the game than I would about killing Bambo. Everybody knows that. I'm more spiteful than I care about winning.
But Bambo has already proven himself to be an easy lick.
I literally killed this guy in like 100 Dota games.
Did you see what
Just
happened
for spite.
Easy lynch.
when I got him lynched the other game? Because he just sits there, he's like, he says that like, I don't give a fuck what's on his face.
Kill me.
Yeah, kill me,
I don't
whatever.
care.
You're still gonna lose.
All I'm saying
I'm
is it would
Bambo, I
make,
never lost a day in my life.
but all I'm saying is it would make 0 sense to kill my favorite person.
Thank you.
And
He's
to
right
try to
there.
save-
He's still
and
alive.
kill my favorite
You're not
person
actually killing him.
and save this dude.
Alright, can I make,
Alright, can we-
I make a
Honestly, that's
proposal?
such a- it's a
sure.
good card.
I propose we kill Bambo because A, I think he tried to steal Jerry's seat, and B, I don't think he's going to be much of a townsperson.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Vote him out.
No
Vote
offense,
him out.
Bambo, but I've played much
So
with you.
is that a
crazy,
formal
so-
motion in a second, or are we just
Zero.
I'll
joking
second
around?
it.
Max seconds.
This is how the voting works, by the way. you accuse someone, you need someone to second the nomination, and then the person gets to defend himself, and then we all vote on the same time. Majority vote wins. What means it's passed.
What happens if you don't get a
If it
majority, you go
fails,
again?
if the vote fails, you can't re-vote on the same person in the same day.
Okay. But you can vote on someone else to lynch.
Yes.
Okay.
Are you Mafia, Bambo?
What is your defense?
You get to defend
Yeah,
yourself.
now you
Tell
have
us
a
why we
defense.
shouldn't kill you.
If you kill me, you lose a power of your assets.
Kill
Or
him!
does it tell-
Those arguments.
Bambo, do you have
Only a mafia
much
member would think of
harder
human life as a valuable asset.
I mean, honestly, right now it's still really hard to
Yeah, it's just
make
random.
a judgment.
Can we draw any more information from who got killed? So we said Pimp Muckle got killed because he's a good player and someone knows it and wants him out of the game.
And then Jerry died.
Well,
Why do you want to kill EGM and who makes the call? I think whoever calls EGM, either there are two mafias that haven't played before and they just got people on board the train,
One from each couch.
or there are multiple experienced mafia players that want to use it as a cover-up, so we
Yeah.
think that. What do you think is more likely?
I think the first is more likely than the second.
Yeah.
So we have two beginner mafias at least.
Well,
I
you
think
also
one
have to
beginner
think-
mafia will
Well,
not convince the
even
others
if you're
to kick
even if you're an
EGM.
expert, you don't necessarily think of using Jerry as a cover-up.
No, because they wouldn't like.
They
you-
What did
I
we-
think
what
if
happened
you
in
would
the
be
last
Mafia
games?
that already
They're
went
so
to play, you
random.
would count
Here's the
that.
thing, guys.
Because I don't know.
In the last
The
games,
first one's hard.
experienced players got
Right
killed
now
first
it's
night every
It
single
was
time.
so it was me and Toby in the most recent game. You and I were the first game, although I don't know if people knew we had played before. There was a game where it was you died
I was
twice.
twice
What was
in
your
a row.
other?
He got killed twice.
It was you and someone else in the third game.
Gods.
You and Gods.
Yeah.
So my question is, why
Yeah,
isn't
there was me and a couple of others who killed
my
you.
question is,
Fuck
why
yourself.
isn't LD, Toby, and Pimp like 2 out of 3?
Someone
Yeah,
have mercy on my soul.
That's what I'm asking.
I mean, there's a lot more experienced players this game too.
So either it's like that's what I'm saying. Either it's a cover-up to make us think that multiple mafia, or at least I guess at least more than one, right?
Yeah.
At least more than one mafia hasn't played the game before or don't know the players here, or what's the?
to be fair, that's like the ultimate cover-up for
You
Blitz,
said
right?
that it
Because
was a
you're-
cover up, but
Yeah,
that's
It's either a cover-up or there are.
Look at Blitz, look at his
multiple.
face.
I think the
Blitz-
cover-up
Blitz,
is least
smile at me
likely
if you're
based on
See, it
every single
reminds
game
me
we
of
played so
James's
far.
Oh, well,
So I think we have at least two beginner mafia.
One conversation, guys. So, Sid,
Yeah.
do you want to finish?
Okay, so my conclusion is we have at least two beginner mafia
Yeah.
because of that lynch.
Well, no, we know we have like was it 5 or 6 new mafia? Dooney's one of them.
We have 5 players out of.
By
how
the
many
way,
we were 19.
Travis
we have 5
is new.
mafia. There's a pretty good chance.
The way
Blitz
Mafia
is
works, I just want to interject. They all decide on all the kills together.
Yes.
It's not
But
like
that's
two of them decide
bullshit
on
because
one
when
or
I
two.
was Mafia, I picked people and you just pointed at other people and then those got voted.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
but if there are
it's
three
different
people
majority.
pointing
It's a
at one
democratic
person
process.
and you point at someone else, they're going to go with the one.
No, yeah, but we were. But
It's
we
difficult
didn't-
for mafias
to
you didn't
communicate,
even
right?
see with who you were
What
pointing
he's
at.
saying is
I
like,
was pointing at the person next to the other one, so maybe.
but
they
Mac,
wouldn't
what he's
get
saying is like one person can't just be like, no, I want to kill Coddle guy, and then all the other mafia say like, fuck that, and he dies
Yeah,
anyway.
no,
That's
okay.
what I mean.
Like-
So
There's
if
no
there's-
dictate.
So if
What
there's
could
one
be
beginner, right? That's
that
what I mean.
someone
If
is
there's
pointing
one
next-
beginner who wants to randomly kill someone, the experienced mafia players will speak against it. Like not
Yeah.
really, right?
It's
They
a
will try to
vote.
kill it.
Like if you point at someone and the other two Mafia point at someone else.
Yeah, but I pointed like, for example, at the person then next to them, and then it seems like I was pointing at the same person.
Yeah, but that's not them ignoring your vote.
I don't
That's them
understand, though, 'cause
misunderstanding who you were
I-
pointing
Well,
at.
yeah, but maybe that happened too.
I was
now.
Mafia
I mean,
when
can
you were.
happen,
I
but
was.
that
Wasn't I
doesn't sound
Mafia
good.
with you?
Yeah,
So then how could I? That was Sheever then.
yeah, I know, but maybe that happened this time as
What's-
well.
That really sounds like a stretch.
I mean, that sounds.
That sounds
scenario.
more unlikely than everything else.
I mean, I want to go back to what
I'm
you were
pretty
talking about,
sure
though.
that
Like,
I got
why,
it.
like, basically, it's like, why EGM and not, like, say, you or me or Toby or Lumi or who else do we have?
So
Hani,
why am I on this list?
the Savant. Well, people have been playing have shown they're pretty good and win a decent
So
amount.
we can kind of assume that there's
Yeah.
a leader in the Mafia pack that will choose a target, then the others vote.
I mean, there's normally.
I think like
Because
beginners,
normally random
beginners in the mafia will just follow whoever makes a move. They will just say,
Generally
okay,
speaking,
sure,
yeah.
we'll just go for that kill because you're inexperienced and you just want to follow.
Also, not one you're not.
So
over-optimizing
either
it
there needs
that
to be an
much.
experienced player who calls Jerry, or there needs to be at least 2 new mafia.
Well, it's almost
Or they just
guaranteed
yell
there's
over.
at least
Yeah.
1 or 2
It's
experienced
not
players in
zero, it's not
Mafia.
one,
Yeah.
they
A
could've
quarter
just
of us
yelled
are
over.
Mafia.
So the question is, if there's
By the way,
3
we're
or not.
totally eliminating the fact that Vigilante shot and maybe a doctor
way.
saved.
No
There is
way.
no
If
way.
There's no
Vigilante,
way. Yeah.
okay, if
It's
Vigilante
possible.
shoots, I feel like they shoot like Sind,
I would've-
Toby.
Yeah, it's still, I'm throwing it out there.
Vigilante wouldn't shoot a
No,
good
yeah,
player.
yeah, you don't.
But
Vigilante
there's
would
no
shoot a good
bad
player.
one.
Straight on Jerry.
No, well, no, there is the
I was
vindictive.
thinking
I don't care
bad.
if we win. I just want
I
to
don't know,
fuck
I'm
you
just-
over
I'm
for
just-
last.
Sounds like Vince.
Or-
That sounds like Vince.
Guys, this vote's still going on, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we gonna vote on it? Do you have anything else to say?
Nope.
Okay.
I think.
I mean, I don't think his
solid.
defense was particularly impressive.
No.
Even if you're not Mafia, you're still being shit down. Like,
Shit down.
you gotta contribute.
If you believe so.
Alright, let's fucking vote.
Wait,
I mean, you can't just do your Bambo thing where you sit there like, I'm Bambo, I don't have to participate because I'm sexy. Like, you
Hold
gotta
on,
be a
let me-
part of the game, man.
Let me defend him for a bit, right? You say we're gonna lose a very valuable asset. Can you tell us more? Like, give us something to go on.
That's the kind of
It'll
question
help
Mafia
you
would ask,
in the
because you
game.
want to
Boom.
find out if he's a target.
Guys,
Maybe he's a medic.
I mean, he asked him a question. Let him,
Yeah.
let him answer it.
Well,
What is your role, Bambo? Tell us your
That
role.
say straight up my role.
If you're about, if you're about to get
I mean,
lynched,
why do you want?
have
Probably
to.
doesn't want to say he's a cop.
If you're actually about to get lynched, you have to.
Because
Or
we
you
need
don't-
to
you
know.
don't technically have to.
No, you do have to.
No.
It's
But
much.
you
It's
should.
much worse to go. It's
Then
much
you
worse
just
to
make
die.
yourself a target.
Yeah,
But then
he's
the doctor
target
can
who's
save
about
you.
to lynch him.
Is
At
there
least in the
actually a
Mafia,
movement
he's
to
a
lynch Bambo?
Yes!
I just fucking
So,
proposed it.
well, I know you initiated a vote, but
Alright,
it's a
that-
fact-finding
That
vote.
seems fucking shady. Now
No,
you're just
there was a
covering
vote
him
to
up.
actually.
It was a
fuck him up.
fact-finding vote.
Now you're
No.
just covering him up.
Yeah. Finger of suspicion falls upon you, LP.
I'm covering Bambo up.
Death to LD.
Vote it. Vote it. I want to vote for Bamboo still.
I mean, Bambo, you're gonna say anything?
Like I told you, you'll lose a big part of the game.
I just think it's still.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I
if
think
you're such a
that's-
big part
so
of
I
the
think
game,
it's
reveal or
If you have a
die.
role like medic or cop, you should tell us.
I feel like
just
in
say,
this
like,
round,
Rope is
you know
really
more than in
rough
every
of the
round
road.
in
I have
every
a
round.
bigger
I
role
think
than
so.
Tom.
Why?
You have a bigger
Reactions
role
and
than
how,
Karen.
what people say and what
So,
they do.
can we take into account position of the players voted off, one from each couch? So if there's a central position for the leader of the Mafia, they'll look to the sides, right?
I'm just like,
That's next level.
to me, I'm just
I
still
think.
I think
That's
the
super
biggest
next level.
cover
I don't know if
in
that-
the still
So
going
you're
past
saying that
just
you're
by the
more
fact
likely to
that-
pick
you
someone
guys are
in
both
your
talking exactly at the
direction.
same time.
Well, what are the
Stop.
chances of having one
What did you
from
say?
each couch and no
William
one
has the
from
bigger
sitting on
biggest cover
chairs
play.
or on the floor?
He does.
He
Pretty
does,
fair.
like,
I don't
knocks out his best
I would
friend.
think
But
as a
Bambo
mafia,
said
it's
he had a
easier to
bigger
pick
role
someone
than
close
Tel.
to you, so you can
So
do
we
like
should probably,
small gesture.
if you're about to die, you
What'd
should
you do?
probably
You
tell
just
us.
point a direction?
Like, we're about
Yeah.
to vote on
He
it.
asks.
But then you're like risking if you like that, could be anyone
So-
over there.
Oh no, what I mean is,
Like-
let's say you're Mafia and you want to kill
Okay.
anyone.
Right,
else.
but let's say that you
point
tell
that
us what
direction.
your role
And then
is.
Ken is going to point
Right?
at them
The
and you
medic
confirm
can
or
use the
okay,
save
until
on
he gets
you.
to it.
They
That's
can
when
go-
you're
Are we gonna have
rolling.
one conversation?
Then we
That
would.
kind of-
then
We have,
Yeah.
can we have one conversation, please?
Well, I'm trying to help Bambo not get lynched.
Okay, so let's have that conversation.
So I'm saying if you have a role and you are the medic or a cop and you tell us what you are, then we can use the medic heal on you. That way they have to double tap you to get rid of you, right?
Yeah.
So that
We'll
way,
take a bullet for one of us.
but it'll save a village.
Well,
I mean,
didn't
unless,
we agree after game 2 that then the Mafia players, you shoot 2 other people because they know he's someone who's going to be saved?
Yeah,
No,
but
but they
not
can't
if
save
maybe
him if they
he is the
troubleshoot.
Mafia.
But they just ignored
But
it,
if he has
and
a-
they go back to it
If
later.
he has a meaningful role, he's still
Yeah,
generally going to be
yeah.
more
if he
valuable.
has a really
It's still much worse to get lynched and to go out not saying
Yeah.
your role and be
Because
a
then
role.
Yeah.
2 people are going to die as well as him. So
Yeah,
that would
I
be
agree.
3.
I'm a roll
So
too.
if you have a role, you got to tell us now.
I'm one of the cops.
He's one of the cops.
Do you believe me?
Who'd you check on night 1?
No.
I checked this guy.
I'm gonna
What did it come out
What was
as?
the how did it come out?
It said no.
He was village.
Yes.
So
So
you
you
girls
checked
be
the
crazy
bill
about
and he
that.
said he was village. I
Exactly.
can believe that his first check would be worth
No, I agree with that as
100%.
well.
That is actually pretty believable, I'd say.
Yeah.
Actually, that makes me think that Bambo's the bad cop and that Blitz was 100% Mafia then.
Yeah,
Because
good call, because he would kill
That
you,
cover-up
but-
play, he's been chilling. He's had a shit-eating grin on his face for a while.
I mean, have you met
But
this?
that's how
him all
I
the time.
literally,
What?
I literally
That's
have a
him
shit-
all the time.
Yeah, I literally
That's
have a
true.
shit eating
Guys,
all the time.
it's,
I reckon
it's
it,
not
I reckon
Blitz.
it's Blitz.
I really think it might be.
I
mean,
really
honestly,
don't think he would
still
kill.
Can't know, but it's. I'm just
Yeah, but we
thinking-
Like, 'cause
got
if
to
you think
guess
about
at
it,
some
the
point.
hardest part is still like when you have this cover play, going back at it. I feel it's the hardest. You know, like to make the decision. If you don't take him out now, then you might think next round. You know, like how it's
I don't know,
gonna be.
Can I just guess? I think it's you two, her, you, and you. I think
Okay.
those are the
Wait,
five
who is
options.
you? Who hurt you?
I think it's
I think it's
K-pop. I
You're
think
throwing
it's
shade
K-pop,
back.
Lumi, Mac, Honey.
It's a really
So the
really
5 people
Mafia.
who've spoken so far.
You've identified all 5 Mafia.
I
already.
I honestly think it's Blitz.
All right,
I'm
if he's
saying
right,
Blitz, I'll
I'm
second
there's
motion
it.
got to
to
be
lynch
some sort
Blitz.
of points for that. That's
We have a motion and a second to lynch Blitz.
Wait, okay. Wait
We
a
have a
second.
motion.
All right, so let's hear the accusation.
Okay, my
Oh
accusation.
no, let's hear the
Hold on,
accusation.
hear it
Let's-
out.
So I
I'm
have.
done with Bambo.
So when I've played a
Hold
fair
on,
amount of Mafia.
hold on.
You can't.
Well, it sounds like we're
Are
rescinding
we
Bambo.
voting on him or not?
I have a vote motion and a second on Blitz.
Who
No,
initially
We're still
motioned
I'm voting
Bambo?
for Bamboo.
Did we let Bambo go or not?
Oh.
Who
that's a good
motioned
point.
I
Bambo?
motioned it, I retract it.
Okay.
That's cool.
So you are motioning
I
on
motion to lynch
Blitz.
splits.
I second.
I third.
I think it's
So
a-
accusation.
Accusation is that I've played a fair amount of Mafia in my day. I spend the first half of the first night looking at people's expressions. I know Blitz relatively well, but like if you kind of like look at him and just kind of stare at him a little bit, and you're like looking inquisitive, he kind of has a hard time keeping a face. Whether or not that's just because you're staring at him or not, but he looks guilty. The guy looks fucking guilty. On top of that, now that's kind of baseless, right? That's just first impression.
That sounds like saying that someone has a resting bitch face.
I know. No, it's the opposite of that. It's like, but that's just base. That's baseline. Okay, that is original
He's just
thought.
inhaling the must.
On top of that, there's the cover play on EGM, which seems relatively obvious. If he does do it, it's not a bad play.
Yeah.
Second of all, is when Bambo ended up having to claim cop. He said Blitz was town, so there's a decent chance that he is in Mafia because he could be the bad cop, right? And so he didn't respond to that very well. And a very Mafia thing to do is when you get called out as being Mafia, you throw Mafia back at the person that accused you.
Yeah,
So he immediately, as soon as I called him out as Mafia, his response was, "Well, you're Mafia," which is not usually a great.
Also, it's the
smart
best
play.
lead we've got so far.
Exactly, and all of a sudden, like he's contributing a lot and calling people out as Mafia.
I mean,
Can I say two things quickly?
Okay, but then I want to hear from Andy and Toby because they have not been talking, and I'd like them to contribute.
Brian says that it's likely that Will is Mafia because he got checked by the cop.
No, it's 50-50.
No, it's worse than 50. Well, it is 50.
It is 50-50.
It is exactly.
It is exactly
It's
50-50.
So that's useless.
No, it's not.
No, but he's saying it's 50-50 and he didn't like the reaction, so he's making a gut read.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, that's the one thing. The other thing is, what kind of player throws their best friend under the bus in his first game?
This guy.
I mean,
It's
that's
a cover play.
it's
It's cover play.
Like if it's experienced Mafia.
Because he immediately had that description. Like
Okay,
as soon as
so-
people
so
talk
you
about
think
it,
the
he was
others
like, "Oh,
are-
I would never do that." And had like a
but I don't
long
think he would.
diatribe as
So,
to
so
why.
I am sure Will wouldn't do it. So then the other Mafia are doing it, and he couldn't get them out.
Why don't you think he would do it?
I think he
really
wants
don't
Jerry.
think
I think he's a nice guy.
I think he wants Jerry to play the game as well.
He wants Jared to try to play
Yeah,
the game.
yeah,
of course.
He's a good friend. It's his first time in the game.
Yeah,
He don't
is it
want
my
to
turn
kill
to
the first
talk?
night.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
The first thing is that I don't really care who wins or loses this game, but it would be such a dick thing for me to throw out my best friend. If I'm gonna throw him out, I would wait at least a little bit because the first thing he complained about was, "Wait, if you're done, you're just out." Like I'm not gonna do that to him.
That's true.
Actually,
Yeah, I'm
I mean,
pretty sure that he's not Mafia.
I'm a
I
fan.
still don't believe Bambo completely because, of course, you're gonna say you're a cop now. Stuff like that is added, and especially maybe the.
What's your
I think
reason?
it was.
But no, I
Because-
mean, if he's claimed cop and there are two other cops, now is a good time for them to let us know.
Yeah,
'Cause then
that's
we have
So
a
the thing
guaranteed
is-
Mafia
the thing is
kill.
with a cop
Okay,
thing,
but here's
right?
the thing: the people that keep asking for people to reveal themselves are these two. They accused somebody accused Hani. You accused Hani. She said the first two people that disagreed. She was the first one that disagreed, and she had almost nothing to go on. I still think that it's those two, her, him, and.
The only
You
person
stop-
the only person I've
well, you
accused is
cannot
you.
do those
Okay,
two,
wait,
her,
wait.
him, and them.
I've
Can I
only
just-
accused
You
you.
have to
Blitz.
use names.
Okay, then
I've
I think
only
it's
accused
K-pop,
you.
Lumi, Mac.
I am 100%
Ted,
on that,
and
dude.
Hani.
I'm
I would
never.
Okay,
actually
so-
try to figure out.
Is anyone feeling really strongly about Will? Because it sounds like
That is
we're
a-
where most
that is
of
a
it.
think
good
he wouldn't
speech.
do
He's got a good.
So we're going on the bromance. We're going to rescind here, I guess.
Rescinding?
Brian, are you rescinding?
Okay,
Yeah,
we're gonna go with
I
5
agree.
minutes. All
Yeah,
right, 5
I
minutes.
think
All right.
Decision in 5
I would like
minutes.
to hear
say
from
one
Andy
thing.
because
Yeah.
he hasn't
Blitz really
said a
should
word.
I want to say
surface
one
level.
thing. I actually,
Look at that.
I believe Blitz is innocent, and I think even if Bambo is Mafia, he's very new, just like me. Like this is the first time
No,
I've
but
played the
I-
game.
I-
So
He's
there's.
played
No,
two
no,
or
let-
three
let-
games before.
Oh, he's actually played
He's
before.
played before.
Okay, well, either way, it's still like.
He's
Most of this
still.
is pretty new to me.
Yeah.
But I would say that even if Bambo was Mafia, he's still relatively inexperienced, and he would likely just follow the rest of the Mafia in killing that person anyway. So maybe he makes a mistake later on, and there might be more other dangerous Mafia here. I actually think I would second Blitz's accusation on Sidran. Mainly for the reason that.
I didn't accuse Cinderin.
He didn't even
Oh,
accuse
he didn't accuse Cinderin.
He called me.
Lemmy.
This is why you don't say there, him,
Okay.
those, and you.
I accused K-pop.
Okay, well, I do accuse Cinderin, and
Okay.
it's solely based on the fact that during the nighttime, if you look at everyone's shirts in the room, this is going to sound really clowning, but only a few of them make a very specific sound when you move around, and there was definitely sound coming from the left-hand side that wasn't positive.
Wait,
Well-
you mean the rustling shirt giveaway?
Oh, the amateur move.
That outed him as a cop in the last game.
It actually did.
I didn't make a single sound. This
I guess potentially it could have been Mob, but it definitely did come
I
from
was
us.
right next to him.
Get
I
them
didn't
to
hear a
move
goddamn
now.
thing.
All right, I didn't
Yeah,
hear
move.
anything, and you didn't hear anything.
We didn't
I
hear
heard
anything
nothing.
coming
Do
from
we
this
have
side
any other
whatsoever.
rustling shirts?
Because they're holding it.
anything during Mafia.
I didn't even hear Cindy.
Well, there's
breathe.
Toby,
I
but
mean,
that's on the other side of the
All
room.
right,
so-
did anyone over here hear anything this night?
The only thing I heard on the night when the Mafia was doing was the couch jiggled, but it could have been Will laughing.
That sounds like a shirt
I
sound.
didn't hear anything.
I have a question. So, if Bambo is actually not the cop, would it be valuable for the cops to come forward?
No,
Because
no.
then,
No.
let me finish what I'm saying first. Because that would mean that Bambo is a guaranteed Mafia.
That's true.
And getting down to 4 Mafia on night 1 is a huge advantage because that means 1 more Mafia and they're down to 1 kill pack.
Oh no, Brian. But see, here's the risk: is let's say if he's a real cop,
No, don't.
and then one person comes forward and says I'm a cop. That's where a Mafia comes in and says I'm a cop too, and now the 2 real cops are outed to the Mafia and are potentially just
That's what
open to
I'm saying.
counterplay.
That's what I'm saying. We wanted to talk through.
And we only have 1 minute.
Oh, but wait. I have one thing.
Yeah.
Hold on. If the 2 cops that come out to support the case that he's not a cop,
They're not all supporting him.
if on
he's saying
the
he's a
next
cop.
night we don't say by the cop and they both die, then we know that at least we've got maybe.
But that's so bad for the town to lose 2 cops.
Yeah.
They don't have
Who cares?
they don't have to
That's not
counterclaim. They
efficient.
just start killing them at night. You
Yeah,
can't save them both.
I won't die. I'm not a cop, so I'll be okay. And I don't have to go.
I think
That is not a town mentality.
I'm not completely certain that that's the right play.
Okay,
I
so
think the cops
we're
need to.
running out of time, so you guys need to accuse someone.
Wait, Toby hasn't said anything yet.
Now, Toby, what do you think?
I'm still looking at Hani.
Alright.
And it's still my gut.
Are you accusing him?
It's my gut instinct, and
Is this an
also the fact
accusation?
that Will's having the same instinct is making me think it's Hani.
Okay.
This is the strongest thing I have to go and send the fucking shirt,
Is that
but that's
because I
just
was
weird.
good
Even though like it's
That was actually
Are
Andy.
you accusing him?
Yeah.
Wait, so
Yeah,
you're.
as in just I don't see a reason to accuse Sin.
I would hate to
whatsoever.
lose Sin as a villager.
Oh, you-
Usually-
it's not trying to
I
accuse
agree
Hani.
with Blitz that there's some very suspect action coming out from K-pop. The fact he's jumping on like the kill bamboo wagon.
I really think that.
And I actually think that the Blitz is currently being played because everyone knows that basically EGM, he would never betray him. He would rather lose his penis, and even then, he still wouldn't betray him.
To be
So,
fair, I wasn't
I-
jumping
you-
on the kill.
Toby, are you accusing him?
I'm accusing Hani.
Is there a second?
I would rather accuse Brian, to be honest.
I would rather accuse Brian.
I'm gonna call Brian into question.
Hold on.
I
Just
second.
chill out. Is there a second on Hani? Yes or no? No. Okay.
Okay.
Then I'll accuse Brian.
And I'll
Okay.
second it.
Okay.
Wait, didn't you just say that Blitz's intuition said Hani? You said the reason you believed
Yeah,
it was
but one
Hani
of the
was
people
that
he
Blitz.
said was K-pop too.
Oh yeah, but
There's the
what I
reason
mean
why
is,
Blitz said
he
Hani.
didn't even
Alright,
second
but
Hani.
wait, we've had a second, now he gets to defend himself.
Okay, listen, just really quick.
Okay, your
To-
point
we're running
is
out of
that
time.
why didn't I second him?
Yeah.
Because I think he's a lot stronger of a case.
There you go,
Okay,
K-pop.
so,
We're
but you're still
running out of
against
time.
Hani. You
I
still
have to
think
finish
Hani's
this
not
because I'm
guilty.
Nilla
Let
Villa.
K-pop defend.
Okay.
Alright, he's
I do
being
not-
accused.
I do not have a role. I'm not going to claim a role because I don't have one. I'm a vanilla Villa. So I did not. The only person I've jumped on to accuse is Blitz. I wasn't even necessarily on the Bambo train. The only reason I was on a Bambo train is because Peter made a good point about him not being a particularly good Villa. If I was a Mafia member, there's no reason for me to want to kill off someone who is not beneficial to the village. 1. 2, the only reason I went after Blitz is because I thought it was a good cover play. When I looked at him, he was being kind of funny, and I gave my reasons why. And I think those were good reasons why, and not necessarily like throw him under the bus Mafia reasons why to kill him. And no one else I've been aggressive after. So if you're going after me because I've been pointing fingers, I haven't really done
That's a
that.
good case.
Are we allowed to accuse as well?
Yeah, please.
Oh, okay.
What do you mean aren't we allowed to accuse as well?
Like town.
We are
Yes.
town,
Yeah,
of course
so
town.
can I-
Yes.
He was saying the people that accused, because he accused me.
Convince us.
He was
Blitz.
the most person that motioned.
Okay.
Convince us.
I
Blitz.
simply think that of all the people that are trying to convince Bambo to come out as cop, and he's trying to get everybody else to come out as well, he's like,
It's true.
the first thing that you should do is, if you're a cop, you should come out and say, but he's not an idiot. Like that's such an.
And also,
amateur
to
He
be
brought up
fair,
like 5
that's
scenarios.
when I was
saying, Kevin.
and when I was talking about the cop thing, I did not say we should do it. I said we need to talk about should
No,
we do
you
it.
actually said, you straight up said, like, if you're the cop, this is your time.
Well,
like,
first
you
we
should do
discussed it
first.
before the game.
Before-
Then we discussed it at the start of the
Okay.
game. And then you brought it up a
You brought it
third
up
time
again.
later
The
on.
2 times I brought it up was one when Bambo was about to get lynched, and if we lynch a cop, that's awful. And there's no reason as a Mafia that I would try to defend that. 2, the second time I brought it up is because I wanted to talk about whether or not other cops coming out to make sure we got a Mafia from Bambo, because there's only 5 Mafia. Getting a single Mafia kill early is very important.
But we already discussed it.
No, we didn't. Not that way. Not that way. We hadn't discussed that permutation of it. And I wanted to
it's
discuss it.
kind of
I didn't.
obvious.
I also didn't say we should do it. I said
That's
we
the
should
whole
talk
idea
about
of having the 2 cops. It makes fake claiming way easier.
Yeah.
I just think that Brian is smarter than this, and if you were to
No,
actually
Yeah,
be
because-
who's a Model UN. He's used to debating.
I'm not gonna.
I
He
am
does
used to
it
debating. I am
every
used to
day at the
debating.
house.
I really
I'm
doubt,
always active.
I really doubt the first thing he would be like is, okay, I think Bambo's faking here. Who else would be the play? I 100% believe that Bambo would check me first.
Yeah.
I think that's like, I would have done the exact same thing.
No, I agree. But that's also what he would say he would
We need
do.
a problem. There's still that you don't know whether he's a good, you know, the right or wrong cop, right?
Yeah.
So you don't get
Yeah,
an
but
answer.
if we know he's a cop, we know he's a
Yeah,
cop.
I've
of course,
also
you know,
experienced in
that's what I
Mafia,
said.
and if you're
Yeah,
killing me
balance,
off this
go
village, I
balance.
could be a
Yeah.
potential
All right.
useful member of the village.
Shane, what do you think?
Honestly, when K-pop said Blitz, it was right after Blitz said K-pop.
No, it was the other way around.
Was it? You
Yeah.
sure?
I threw shade at Blitz, and then Blitz threw shade at me immediately afterwards.
Okay. I don't know.
Okay, we're gonna.
I'm
vote.
not too hot.
Alright.
headed, to
Okay,
be honest.
vote.
So I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1, vote, and you're gonna raise your hand on vote if you want to vote him as Mafia.
Yeah.
Do you have anything?
Actually, honestly, killing me is not that bad because I don't have a role. So if you want to kill me, it's actually not the worst thing in the world. If you're gonna make a mistake on Anilla, like I am.
Okay, we're gonna vote on K-pop. 3, 2, 1, vote. That is not enough. So
Makes a good case.
I'm gonna give 2 minutes
My boy.
to decide on someone else.
We voted just
Or we're
Blitz-
just gonna-
Blitz, Shane, Toby, and
I don't know.
Honestly, like I'm not even joking. I'm being completely serious. If you can't think of anyone else, I'm not a terrible. If some of you really think I am, I do not have a
You
role.
can't be voted off now. You're
You
actually
can just knock on a villain and then you might be
you're
worse
actually
even more.
mad that you're not getting voted
All right.
off.
Having a death wish around one is not good town, Brian.
Well, I just really don't want a cop to die.
Part of your job is town is to defend yourself.
Wait a second.
Not if I'm not a role and another role.
We have still not heard anything from Amy and anything from Travis.
Well, Amy's bringing
zero.
him up. Amy's 100%.
And weapons. And
And Monty
and
B.
model guy as well.
Ma,
So
have
we
you
still have
played
4
much?
players that
Actually,
haven't
we
said
people
anything.
Mafia.
We think there are at least 2 new players that are Mafia.
Yeah.
Is that? Do you feel like we can limit our search a little bit so it's more likely that it's?
I mean, we
2
can,
out of these,
I don't know.
or-
I guess what do you want to do? Like
If I was
get rid of
Mafia-
the least contributing player? Or?
I mean, we could try one of them. If we want to lynch someone, I think one of the players that have been completely silent are beginners, and that we have established might be Mafia is our highest chance at hitting someone in the first night.
Well, who do you want to start with?
I'm not sure. If anyone has
Call guy.
any intuition, I will second. I
Did
will
you kill
second.
Jerry Game?
Okay,
I will
so-
second.
You're accusing him and you're seconding him. Is that actually happening?
Yeah,
All right.
fuck it. Yeah.
Defense, call guy.
Has anyone noticed how the bald boys are always tag
And
teaming?
we like this the whole time.
We
and
just
have the
we're gonna move this along so that there's less interrupting. So let's just call a guy defense.
I don't have a role. I got a cast suit, so I guess it's not a big deal. So I was gonna go for people who are quiet. But
Now I feel
there's
bad.
way too many of them.
I honestly still think now it's like everyone's
This is
just
like the
dragging
longest
to
day
another
ever.
person.
We have to cast in the
But I mean,
now.
hold
I
on.
know, it's like I'm not even gonna get to experience the
Hold on,
game
so
anyways, because it's taking a half hour for one day.
Yeah, we have to
We have to
either
go.
go
And the thing is, if
5
we hit
days.
the wrong target, it's even worse for us.
All right.
You have to
You know what I
hit
mean?
someone.
Okay.
Yeah, but
so,
you don't have to do it. Like that's the question. Do we?
So,
kinda do
okay,
it.
so this one is gonna be this passes or we're sleeping. Okay.
Okay.
Just go.
Okay, yeah, agreed.
So so we're voting on. Is that? Do you have anything else to say? Okay.
Do we have an actual accusation?
I
Or?
think
No,
it's
No,
no risk.
just skip today.
You just didn't say that.
Okay, we're gonna go on vote. Okay.
Okay,
3, 2, 1, vote. Nope. Okay, everyone go to sleep.
Where did no one vote?
I thought it just said it didn't pass. Okay.
Okay. Mafia heads up. Point at your first target. Decide. Yes, no. Thumbs up for yes. Okay. Point at your second target. Mafia heads down. Black cop heads up. Decide on who to check. Okay. Okay, heads down. Red cop heads up. Decide on someone to check. Red cop heads down. Medic. Decide on someone to save. Medic again. Point at who you want to save.
How do you win the game? Can you come with me?
Medic heads down. Vigilante. Point at someone if you want to kill them. Vigilante heads down. Okay. Everybody heads up. 3 people died.
Oh,
So
So we have Vigi shot.
Amy, Mac, and Toby.
Holy shit.
God. The massacre.
How did Bambo live? Doesn't that raise some important questions?
Who did you check?
I checked Barian and I also know.
But we still don't, you haven't checked anyone who's
So either me and Will are both Mafia, or me and Will are not Mafia.
Or you're
My bad for accusing you, Ted.
Oh, he's lying.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point.
The thing is though.
Well, I feel like who's the Vigi shot is the big question.
Well, some people were already outspoken about Toby, right?
Wait,
Yeah.
okay, so
Wait, so who's actually
Fall from
out?
outside.
Toby and
If you're
Matt
out, you
and
stand up and
okay.
get out of the
Like, did you see what I mean about position? Fall from that side of gun now.
Why
would you didn't die, did he?
No.
He also said that.
I feel bad
Yeah,
for voting
there's
for him.
like things fell underneath here. Things here.
It's almost like we have a lot of people in a
wait,
small room.
one more time. It was Mac, it was Amy, and it was Toby that got shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who
So the
is
vigilante took one
who
of
is
them.
the likely one? Okay, so the vigilante takes a risk no matter what.
Also, wait.
I mean, are you really gonna? I don't know. I feel like it's an obvious who the Vigi shot was. Are you really gonna Vigi shoot Amy or Mac?
Wait, but
They didn't
Why would
do
you
anything.
Mafia?
Why would you shoot Toby as the vigilante? Do you,
Exactly.
Was there
I mean, he-
any clue that he would be Mafia?
He accused Tani. He went after him repeatedly throughout
Wait,
the
wait,
round.
guys.
Maybe it was Hank.
The vigilante has used their shot. They're now just a regular town person. But they're also someone we could guarantee would be not a baddie, right? So the vigilante, if they're still here, could say, I was a vigilante.
Yeah.
And now they're just a regular town person. It doesn't matter if they die, and we have one more person we can trust.
So we can say
Unless the vigilante was killed last night.
So we can say Amy is unlikely to be shot by the Mafia, right? Because she was so quiet. So
Right.
it's more likely vigilante.
What?
But why would the vigilante kill Amy?
Maybe they thought she was Mafia. Maybe it's like that's like one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the such a vigilante risky guess. Well, why is it a risky guess? Because I mean,
She didn't even say anything.
well, yeah, but I mean, she.
That's-
because
But look
she
at-
can't
look at what
contribute
Mafia
that
did
much.
first
That raises the
But
chance.
unfortunately, she's
But then
new, so
Mac
she can't
was one
contribute
of
too much to
second
the
in
villa. So it's like a
against
low.
Blitz.
It's like a low risk shot.
At the same time,
There's also look
Wait,
at what Mafia
yeah,
did
wait,
first
wait,
turn.
hey,
They killed one
I
experienced
don't know.
and one new player. They did the same thing this turn if they killed Toby and Amy.
That's true.
And then the vigilante could have taken
And the
out
vigilante
Mac
maybe
because
killed
they
Mac.
thought that maybe Mac was Mafia.
yeah.
That's why I shot
So it's like they just try and keep
Matt was
it
a
away.
vigilante, he killed Mac.
why'd you shoot
Counterclaims. Counterclaims.
She was insinuating that Blitz was Mafia,
Yeah.
and I think she was a little too aggressive about it.
So you just shot her?
Yes.
That's cold.
You don't
That's
think she was just
vigilante
maybe
justice.
bad town?
We got anyone else claiming
I
vigilante?
mean,
It's not
I wouldn't
personal,
exactly say
right?
Mac has been amazing town the past
Yeah.
year.
All right, have we got anyone else?
Oh,
who wants
actually,
to claim
Travis did play
vigilante?
before.
Anyone else want to claim vigilante?
So either the
No?
vigilante died,
Either died or it's
or
Mon.
Mort is.
Well, I agree.
It's most likely it's
That was my
I
argument.
feel like
I
I
thought
feel like there's a clear.
Because I thought Blitz was vigilante because she seconded the vote against him. But if Mort's argument is that you took her out because of that.
Oh, she wouldn't second it against Blitz because she's the vigilante. She doesn't
But
want
the
that.
vigilante. But it's not the first
Mafia,
one.
and
The
so
second
you
one.
are doing the panel.
Honey's replacing me on the first panel.
To try and take it away from the Mafia.
But that comes
You've
after
chosen
the final.
someone
So it's going to be you and Harlan.
I just think,
So
okay,
me,
we go on the assumption
right?
that I
That's
think
what you
that.
said.
All right,
on the first
guys,
panel.
hold on a sec. Let them finish whatever.
So
they're
we
talking
need to figure out who's casting the winner bracket final.
Me and Coddle Guy are.
So it's me, Blitz as casters, and it's Honey and you as analysts.
Yes.
Okay, and then the set after is me and Mont casting loser bracket final?
Yeah.
If you go on Yash, if it stays on Sanj, you're going to be joined by Honey and Mont.
Okay, so
No,
it's potentially...
it's Hani plus another person because
Yes.
Mont Purge already casting it.
Yes.
No, they're already casting it. Right. Okay.
Okay,
Good.
so it's
Okay.
you and Blitz
It was
casting,
scheduled differently
me
because
and
Cat
Monty.
was scheduled to cast
Yes,
it.
okay.
Cat was scheduled to cast it on the. They're two different things and they're contradictory to
Okay.
each other.
Just a heads up,
Alright,
that happens in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And three of the
So we
people that
gotta,
need
I
to
gotta
cast
say
are still
we gotta
here.
go. We gotta go.
Okay.
If not
So
four.
I'm gonna
I
say
think
that
1,
Bambo's
2,
legit.
3,
Us
4.
three at the very, us
Pretty-
four at the
pretty
very are very legit.
Are you?
Like, us
Okay.
four-
No. Okay.
You,
No.
Bambo,
Yes.
Period, and Mon.
I have a, okay. I think, okay, hear me out. I'm not saying we should automatically do this, but if we have a counter cop, we then have two of the same. So if we have a counter cop, we then know if
They can
Period
test us.
and Blitz are both, if we know we have a good cop, then we know that they're both Mafia, and taking out two Mafia is insane.
Yeah.
So
really
the cop
good.
can check us tonight, one at a time.
Yes.
And we don't know who the potentially good cop is. If he's the bad cop and we're both Mafia, then tonight the good cop tests us, and if we show up as Mafia,
If-
then the
if-
bad cop
if-
shows
that
us
doesn't
bad
make
cop.
If the other cop,
Makes
no,
perfect sense.
if the other cop
Yeah.
has, if the other cop has any verification that he is a good cop, he should come out. Otherwise, no.
Okay,
Can I ask a
Otherwise,
question?
Sure.
Why is Bamboo still alive?
I'm baller.
Because okay. Also, it's
That's
about
a very good
also
point.
as a
Why
Mafia.
not? That's why.
Wait, but
Also, as a Mafia, sometimes you don't want to go for the obvious kills because you know that's what the medic's going to say. So you just kill off as many villagers as possible.
That's true. So maybe they went for Amy because they thought that the medic wouldn't save her because she wasn't saying anything. So no, they're not going to say, we've got to save Amy.
But they also
We
have
need
a
to save
guaranteed
the
cop and 2 kill power, so it's...
Yeah, but that would mean that they only
It's a
kill
pretty
one
big roll
person
to
that
take.
night. They can get 2 kills
But
that night,
they don't,
guaranteed.
like, the Mafia doesn't know if he's the good or the bad cop. Because he might be feeding us bad information right now.
It doesn't matter. They know he's a cop, and eventually a cop becomes useful as soon as he figures out
Okay,
which one he
wait a
is.
second. Let's play under the assumption for a second that we trust Bambo, okay? And he checked 2 of them.
Yeah.
If the other cop checked either of them already,
We know which is which.
First of all, we know which is which, and he has information on someone else.
That's if he's a cop to period.
Huh?
That's if he's a cop to
We're sure he's a cop.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If we trust him.
It doesn't work. How does he know who's the right
If you
one?
check him,
Because if the other cop
But
said someone that died, then they have to
No,
kill
but the thing is, one gets the wrong answer,
Hey.
one gets the right list, right? So it can be both. Who's the right cop? Then both get like
No.
yes or no.
But if someone that died,
I think, alright, here's my impression. I think it's super unlikely that both Ted and Will are Mafia. So either he's lying and they're one each.
Why is that super
Okay, so
unlikely?
if they are the
I don't think
same,
it's that
if they're
unlikely.
either both Mafia or both town, we can establish who the good cop is.
Regardless, it's we're kind of in the sites. Like you can verify pretty easily, and you can kill us if you want. So it's perfectly fine. But can we do the accusations part of thing?
Yeah, we need to get.
I think it's definitely K-pop. It keeps bringing up the fact that the second cop should just show themselves
But
down.
that's a good point, though. Because if you're both Mafia, then we basically win the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you don't have to.
I'm not saying we should do it, I'm saying we should talk about it.
It's useless for the cop to show unless he had a decision.
That's what I said. That's just what I said. If he knows he's the good cop, then now he should come out. Otherwise, he
Shoot,
shouldn't.
this is now 4 times that you said that cops should show themselves in like
No, I
one
said we should
round.
talk about it. And I'm discussing why.
I say K-pop.
I think it's K-pop. I really do.
Is someone accused
Yeah,
I
Will did, I seconded.
I mean, once again, it is not the worst in the world to kill me because I'm Nilla, but
See, he
I
would
think
say
it's dumb.
that.
I do think it's dumb.
Is that your defense? It's not the worst in the
Okay.
world to kill you?
I give my defense the last time. It's not that different this time around. The reason why I said if we have a good cop who's verified, we should come out because getting the Mafia down to 3 members with only 1 kill power is a huge swing in momentum for the villagers.
You want the other cop to come on.
If he knows he's the good cop, only if he knows he's the good cop.
How is he going to know if he's the good cop unless he checked? If he's
checked
one of those. Last
If
time
he's checked someone who's a villager who died on night 1,
Yeah.
then he knows he's the good cop.
But we already established he wasn't because
No, we didn't. We didn't establish anything.
at
about
this
being a
point
good
he
or
should
bad cop.
he probably has a decent read.
Probably a new player.
Well, we're also assuming perfect play from both the Mafia and the
We're
cop.
also assuming the cop hasn't died.
Yeah, I was about to say, we're assuming.
How many do we have dead now? 5? Is that right?
I think
2 on night 1
5
and
dead.
3.
5
dead. Out of 19.
Out of 19.
One of whom
So
we
it's not a
assume
it's
is
not a thing.
Mafia. We hope it's Mafia.
I mean, it's possible the vigilante killed the cop as well. Like, that's
possible.
not out of the
No,
I
question.
mean, she barely said anything, so
It's
we
totally not
fucking
out of
have
the
no
question.
idea, to be honest.
Okay, we're gonna vote on it.
Vote on me.
I'm gonna say when someone suggested Brian, Will and Pyrian both instantly jumped on it. As the only
Actually,
two.
he suggested it and I seconded it. We didn't jump on someone else's conclusion. We straight up accused.
But you accused and you seconded.
Absolutely.
Okay.
They are.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, vote. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold on.
I'm gone.
It's a draw. I think.
Oh, is it?
You are not.
In what way is it a draw?
No.
1, 2, 3,
It's
4,
more.
5,
It's
6,
six.
7, 8 people.
Yeah.
No, well, Connell just raised his hand now.
No, I was
After-
on the first.
No, I had to
Yeah,
put my
You had to put his hand out so you
Okay.
could
Okay.
see.
All right.
If it's 8.
Maybe you shouldn't run out of the room in the middle of the vote.
Everyone, you gotta put your
Well, I
hand
knew I
down.
was dead.
Oh, yeah. Okay, he's out. Everybody goes to sleep.
Oh, God.
Mafia heads up. Decide on your first kill. Decide on your second kill. Okay. Mafia heads down. Black cop heads up. Decide on who to check. Okay. Black cop heads down. Red cop heads up. Decide on who to check. Red cop heads down. Medic heads up. Decide on who to save. Okay. Everybody heads up. Cinder and Blitz are dead.
Blitz!
Then you.
Dude.
Bambo.
Who did you
check this round?
So that pretty much means P flex.
P flex is
right?
basically confirmed at this point.
I got honey.
And Bambo as well.
So
And
he's
Bambo's
so
wrong.
that pretty much means.
I mean, you're basically, you and Blitz have been aligned.
So that
the
means
whole
Bambo's a
game.
good cop.
Yeah,
Bambo's good cop.
So the other cop knows that opposite means
But do we
yes.
have
now,
another
okay?
cop?
What?
We don't know.
If
the
the
other
other
cop
cop
could have
doesn't
been
notice, the opposite of what he says is true.
Right, right.
So just make sure
Who
you
did
know
you
that.
check?
I got honey and I got a yes.
So
So
honey,
You got a no on the other
So he's
two.
on the mafia and he's
Alright.
on the town.
Yeah.
So you're the
So we're
reverse
gonna
cop.
kill
I
Hani.
vote Honey.
No,
he's a good
second.
cop.
Alright, vote for Honey.
Obvious.
Hani,
Vote for
defense.
Hani, Dad. What do you got? You vote. Let's put it to the
I mean,
vote.
there's no argument to be had, I feel like.
Okay, hold on.
He's dead.
No,
We're voting-
you have to at
I
least
got the rope
motion.
pop in.
Dude, put your fucking hand down. We're gonna vote at the same time. 3, 2, 1, vote.
Unanimous, right?
Okay, honey, you're.
Yeah.
Game continues. Everyone heads down.
Remember the Americans, you gotta protect this cup.
Yeah, protect Bambo, boys.
Okay. Mafia heads up. Decide on your first kill. And decide on your second kill. Okay. Mafia heads down.
Amy? No.
Black cop heads up. Decide on someone to check. Okay. Okay, heads down. Red cop heads up. Decide on someone to check. Heads down. Medic heads up. Decide on someone to save. Okay. Everybody heads up. You're dead. And Kieran's dead. And Mafia wins.
Who is it?
You got another one?
LD.
Yeah,
Nice job, Bambo.
Mafia wins though.
Oh.
So.
Well, we
Oh.
can kill
Well
LD
played,
as
sir.
well.
I fucking knew it.
Fuck yeah.
Suspicious.
Who was the other one?
Another easy
Oh
win.
my god.
Smack the cop.
I was in the zone.
Smack the cop.
I was in the
Because I knew
zone.
you'd figure me out.
No, I was nothing.
Fuck you.
I was.